Yo, welcome everybody back. It's Rio be reselling. All right, today I'm going to do my review of the American thrift store in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's right around the corner from my mom. I saw it and I was like, well, I couldn't help it. I had to go in here just to see what they had. And actually, I'll give you my final review at the end of this video. So I walk in, make sure my car's doors are locked, and realize it was a lot of people up front, and it was kind of tight in there. I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to get through the aisles, just making sure, trying to get my bearings set on where I was, what kind of clothes I was walking into, trying to figure out which aisle I'm going to go down that doesn't have a lot of people. So I saw that was a bunch of women's stuff, but then I wanted to go to the side just to see what was over there, just to see what was on the aisles. And you know, because you never find those buried treasures. You find buried treasures all within the aisle. So I wanted to see what was on the wall, see if there was anything that was standing out to me. Keep in mind, I gotta travel with it back, so I gotta travel back with it. So I'm trying to be conscious of that, not to just pick up anything or anything that's big and bulky. I did go here on a trip, and I am packing a bag back, but I still wanted to be smarter about what I chose. So as I was going over to the shoes, I was just looking down the aisle to see what was going on, kind of seeing what everybody was looking at. I saw some hats that looked pretty cool. I didn't know what it was though, so I think I left it there. I saw it was only $7. For reselling, it's not great, but I mean, if I was a customer that wanted a hat with color, it's great. So I wanted to look over their shoes just to see what they had, see what kind of shoes they had that maybe interest me, that were in good shape. At this point, I did not know any prices versus where I'm from. The Goodwill always has one price across the board. So I started looking at shoes. I was like, oh, I thought those were Hokas. They weren't. So I kept it moving. I thought these were special, so they weren't. So I kept it moving. Of course, I saw some basketball shoes. They were okay. I wasn't really impressed. I found Hokas, like Hokas, but I saw the price on them and I did not like the price. I don't know why the video, I think that turned me off, so I just looked the other way. I saw Disney. Sometimes I like picking up Disney stuff, but I think I saw the price and I wasn't impressed. Those were Cole Haan shoes, but of course that price kind of turned me off. I saw some Jordan golf shoes, which are okay. Sometimes they're slow movers, so I'm not quick to pick up those every time I see them. And I saw the Asics, but they're a little dingy, not the best. I did see these Nikes, but they were $20. So doing resale, I'm not really my thing. And then these Hokas were a little overpriced too. Not overpriced. If I was a customer, they would have been great. But for rundown soles at $14.99, that wasn't my thing. But I think if I was just a customer, it would have worked out great. So I continue my search. I was just looking, seeing if there's anything that interests me. These was Nikes, but they're a little dusty. I can't do anything with them when they're too dusty. And New Balances sell sometimes, but I think the price was a little higher than what I wanted to pay for New Balances. I always look at dress shoes if they are a brand that I'm familiar with and at a good price. It looks like they were in good shape. These were Clark's dress shoes, but I think I didn't like the price on them. I did not leave with them because I did not like the price on them. And normally that is normally the reason why I'm going to leave them every time. So I said, okay, I go straight to the jerseys. It really shocked me. I was like, okay, got a jersey, and this one was only $9.99, but it had a lot of stains on it. I was excited to see a Carolina Panthers jersey way up here. That's a McCaffrey jersey, but it had stains on it. Here was another Panthers jersey, and it had stains on it. The white jerseys just didn't work. It was just a little bit too many stains for me. So I was like, yeah, this ain't my thing. I'm gonna pass on these. It'll be different if they were stain free, But a lot of those jerseys, even though they had stains, were still priced at like $20, and that's a little high if I'm looking to resell those, maybe for my permanent stash, but if I'm reselling them, not so really. Now, they did have a variety of jerseys, but that one cost $30. That was an AFC jersey. It's almost like they knew what the going price was on eBay. So for resellers, it's not the best place to go for things for me. Now, I'm just saying this for me. I wasn't impressed just because the prices were a little out of my range when I am reselling. I'm not going in to get them so high at 20 and 30 bucks when online on eBay you can only sell them for 20 and 30 if it's somebody popular enough to get that. I don't know why I was so interested in this El Chapo Cartel shirt, but I wasn't going to buy it. Then I saw this was a Super Bowl jersey. I thought this was pretty cool, but then I looked at the price and was like, no thank you. It was like $49. I was like, I'm not paying that. So I continue my search. I go through, I see some baseball jerseys. I didn't know if this was a MLB or maybe like a smaller league. I always look at all patches to kind of see what league it is, but it was from Star Wars actually. I thought that was pretty cool until I saw a price tag. I didn't like the price on it, and normally that's what it is. Now they have great. I think this store had some of the greater items. Really nice if you're going to look for yourself. I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I was highly impressed by the jerseys they had, the variety. I was really impressed. They had a McDonald's All-American jersey. Like, I was like, what? But it was for $40. That was a Zion Williamson, his jersey, but it was the $40. So out of my price range, and I wasn't feeling the prices. That was the only thing, but I was enjoying myself because I love that they had great items there. I mean, I was impressed. Can't even lie. So as I continue looking, I just went through everything. I like going through outerwear because in Florida, I always find good outerwear because they don't need it a lot. So it's normally somebody that's maybe worn it once or twice and then give it to Goodwill because they don't think they'll need it again. It just always works out. And then something caught my eye as I was looking up. I was like, oh, this is bags above me. And I was like, ooh, bags. I love a bag. I love selling bags also. This one, I found a Toomey bag, and this was a Toomey bag that had a tag on it. Now, these, you'll see the price there. They were selling it for 40 bucks, $39. I was like, how much are these reselling for? Yes, they were reselling for like 75 with the tag. And I thought about it a little bit. I was like, well, it's up. But then, even though it had the tag, I saw some crumbs at the bottom. I was like, oh Lord, how in the world? So that means I would have to clean it out, which is sometimes you do have to take the time to make sure you look in it, make sure you are just making sure it is new. Even though it had the tag on it, you see, still had crumbs in it. I don't know what the crumbs are for. I don't know, but I think I kept my hand on this one just in case. I held on to it for a little bit. I didn't put it completely back, but I just held on to it and continued to look because you never know. You never know when you find something. Me personally, I never know if I'm going to purchase it or if I'm going to hold on to it and see how it feels in my hands while it's in my hands. If I feel like I'm going to be able to make enough money off of it. That's my biggest thing. I'm always worried about that, and I'm definitely going to always double check that. That was a cool Aspen cycling shirt, but the cycling shirt just doesn't resell that great. These are basketball jerseys. I'm saying I was really impressed. I mean, I was really impressed with the selection. I can't lie. I think this, yeah, I was impressed with the selection. That was an Eastern Carolina jersey, and I'm from Carolina, so that's always a plus when I see stuff. So I continue on my journey. I say, well, let me see what other bags are up here, since I found this Toomey bag, the random pants. I don't know what that is. So I always check to see what people threw away. Maybe they threw away something good, if it was bad. I'm always just looking for that, just to see what they did. I didn't know what kind of cup this was. I was like, is this another Toomey? No, turns out just a regular computer bag. Nothing cool. So I looked over a few of the clothes, and then I was like, well, let me see what is on the backside. These are all hats, toys, balls, a couple of clothes. I wasn't really impressed by the clothes, but I wasn't really there for that. I always look at stuff that could turn into something else, so I was just looking on the tops. And as I was continuing to walk toward the back, you always look down the hallways just in case you see anything special. I am looking at the walls to see if there are any special electronics. If this was an Apple mouse, I definitely would have gotten it. I continue to look in the wires and cords. Sometimes you may find thermostats and little stuff. You got to find the stuff that people are overlooking, because you never know when something is going to be a gem in all the stuff, right? That's the difference between me and every other reseller, is I am trying to look in the cracks and crevices where nobody else is looking, because people can pass by really fast. So I just want to make sure I lift things up and kind of dig in there to see what I can find. I'm not too big on bulky stuff. I thought this was cool, an old radio. I thought it was cool, but I would never buy it. I continue my search. I think I was done. The DVDs, books area, I never resell any of those, so I just kept on going. I entered the clothing. All right, I was looking at, I think this was more winter wear or outerwear, and I looked for a few minutes, just looking through it all and seeing if there was anything that interests me. I continued, and I just looked to see if there was anything special in there. I just continue to look. I continue to look up top to see what's going on, and just to see if there's anything that really interests me. And I don't think anything was really standing out to me like a sore thumb. I still got that Toomey bag, because I don't know what I'm going to do with it, or if I'm going to hold on to it, or if I'm going to sell it. So, if I'm going to sell it. So those are Carhartts, but I got plenty of that in my store. I always look, and not all tripods are the same, so I try to see if that was a heavier one. Okay, so that's the end of the video. So for the American thrift store West Palm Beach, here are my pros. I like their stuff. I like the items that they had. From the shoes, they had some nicer shoes. They had nicer jerseys that for sports. Sports stuff. I like that, right? And I like their bags. Cons. I think they know resellers come in there. So if you're a customer, great prices. But to a reseller, you're like, yeah, well, you start thinking about margins. You start thinking about how if it's going to really make a buck once you take out all the fees. You start thinking about all that. So for a customer, 8.5 out of 10. Easy. 8.5 out of 10. For resale wise, I'm giving you 5 out of 10. Because if you come out of there with something, good luck. Alright? It's just that's the honest truth. But that's the end of this video. I'm Rio be reselling. Follow me on all platforms. Till next time. That boy Rio be reselling.